Beloved listeners, thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing to pause your life, even briefly, to listen, reflect, and learn. In a world that pushes people to act before they think, your willingness to think before acting already sets you apart. So breathe, set everything else aside, and enter this space with me, calmly, curiously, honestly. Today we explore something that shapes societies, families, and futures, yet is often misunderstood even by adults decades into their financial lives. We explore the strange, powerful tool called loans. This discussion is not here to persuade you to borrow. You are young. You have time, more time than you realize, and time itself is a wealth far greater than credit. What you will hear is wisdom, perspective, and a philosophy of decision-making. Not instructions, not temptation, not shortcuts, just truth, the kind spoken slowly, the kind that does not need to shout. Let us begin. Chapter 1. What a loan truly is. To understand loans, strip away every flashy advertisement, every cheerful promise, every polished sales pitch. Forget the brochures with smiling faces. Forget the slogans about dreams and opportunities. A loan is none of that. A loan is an agreement to pull a piece of your future into the present, and to carry the weight of that decision every day, until the balance returns to zero. It is not borrowed money. It is borrowed tomorrow. Most people think of loans as objects, numbers printed on statements, balances displayed on screens. But those are only the surface symptoms. The reality is deeper, more human. A loan is a tradie. You get relief or advantage now, and you give up freedom later. And once you understand that, you stop asking, "Can I afford the payment?" and start asking, "Can my future self afford the burden?" That shift alone separates the wise from the unprepared. Because the truth is this: many people take loans not because they are ready, but because they are impatient. And impatience, in the world of borrowing, has a cost far greater than interest. Chapter 2. The gate on the road ahead. Imagine your life as a long path. A loan places a gate somewhere in the future. Each month, you must place a key into that lock. Your payment, if you want to keep moving forward. If you fail, the gate does not disappear. It becomes an obstacle. It becomes pressure. It becomes stress, and that stress shapes your decisions, your opportunities, and sometimes even your identity. A loan is a quiet gatekeeper of your future. That is why the wise treat loans with caution. Not fear, fear blinds you. Not excitement, excitement deceives you. But caution, the calm middle path. Because every borrowed dollar comes with a shadow, and the shadow follows you until the final payment is made. Chapter 3. Loans reveal character. There is something fascinating about loans. They reveal who a person is long before they reveal what a person owns. 3 patterns appear again and again. 1. The impulsive borrower. This person borrows with emotion. They want something now and assume their future self will simply figure it out. These are people who mistake desire for strength, hope for certainty. They are the ones who struggle most. 2. The fearful avoider. This person rejects all debt completely, not out of wisdom but out of fear. They assume every loan is a trap, every contract a danger. They never explore opportunities, even when those opportunities might have lifted their life. They stay safe, but also stuck. 3. The strategic thinker. This person sees loans not as threats, not as shortcuts, but as instruments. They borrow slowly, rarely, and only for reasons that produce value. They prepare, they build cushions, they anticipate storms. This person is not defined by debt. They are defined by discipline. Even if they never take a loan in life, their mindset is what protects them. And that is the mindset this narration is here to cultivate. Chapter 4. Interest, the price of trust. Interest is often misunderstood as a fee. In truth, it is a measurement of risk. It is the world saying, "We do not know how steady you are, so we must protect ourselves." Interest exposes how strangers perceive the reliability of your future. If your income is stable, interest falls. If your behavior is consistent, interest falls. If your life is organized, interest falls. But if chaos follows you, interest rises, not because lenders are cruel, but because risk is real. Interest is a mirror. It reflects your financial habits back to you with brutal honesty. Most people ignore that mirror. The wise study it. They improve their reliability. They simplify their obligations. They build buffers. They become people whose futures are predictable, not because life is predictable, but because their actions are disciplined. Loans reward discipline. They punish disorganization. This rule never breaks. Chapter 5. Leverage, the double-edged blade. Now we step into deeper territory. Debt is simply money. But leverage. Leverage is power. Leverage allows a person to move something larger than their current strength. It is a multiplier. And multipliers do not care what they multiply. If your life is stable, leverage multiplies stability. If your life is chaotic, leverage multiplies chaos. This is why inexperienced people collapse under debt. They assume the multiplier will enhance only the good parts of their plans. But leverage magnifies everything, good or bad, intentional or careless. A wise thinker approaches leverage like a fire. Useful, powerful, but only when contained. The undisciplined touch it with bare hands. Chapter 6. Opportunity vs. Temptation. Here is a subtle truth most people learn too late. Temptation dresses itself like opportunity, and opportunity hides itself behind patience. Loans presented with urgency. Act now. No credit needed. Limited time. Are rarely investments. They are impulses disguised as decisions. Real opportunities are usually slow, quiet, requiring research, requiring emotional maturity, requiring long-term thought. Temptation asks, "Don't you want this now?" Opportunity asks, "Are you prepared to carry what you take?" The difference feels small in the moment, but enormous in the future. Chapter 7. Borrow for strength, not for status. People often borrow not because they need something, but because they want to appear like someone who already has it. Borrowing for status is a silent tragedy. Few things drain long-term stability as efficiently as trying to impress people who aren't paying your bills. Borrow only, if ever in adulthood, for things that build capacity, not appearance. Capacity means skill, tools, education, productive assets, anything that helps you create value. Appearance means envy, social comparison, fleeting pleasure, validation, distraction. Loans meant to strengthen you can be powerful. Loans meant to impress rarely end well. Chapter 8. The importance of margins. Every wise person I have known, whether they were investors, business owners, or simply disciplined thinkers, spoke about margins. Margins of safety, margins of time, margins of money, margins of emotional energy. People do not fail because the plan was flawed. They fail because they left no space for uncertainty. Uncertainty is not an exception. It is the rule of life. To make loans work in your favor, you must understand that the world is unpredictable. Jobs change, health changes, people change, economies shift, unexpected events strike without warning. You must protect yourself from the randomness of life by leaving room. The margin is not weakness. The margin is wisdom. Chapter 9. When borrowing becomes dangerous. Borrowing becomes dangerous when you overestimate your future earnings, underestimate your expenses, confuse desire with necessity, assume nothing will go wrong, treat monthly payments as harmless, depend on stability you have not yet built, borrow to cover old mistakes, borrow out of stress or desperation. None of these are moral failures. They are human tendencies. But understanding these tendencies is what allows you to build a different path, because the most dangerous loan is not the one with the highest interest. It is the one taken without reflection. Chapter 10. The power of not yet. The most valuable financial skill a young person can learn is the ability to say, not yet. Not out of fear, not out of scarcity, but out of maturity. Not yet means, I will prepare first. I will grow before I commit. I will build a solid base. I will not trade tomorrow for today. The world urges people to rush. Marketers urge people to hurry. Peers urge people to compare. But a person who can say, not yet, walks through life without chains. Discipline is freedom disguised as restraint. Chapter 11. Savings, the anti-debt habit. To make loans work in your favor, or to avoid needing them altogether, you must master one quiet habit, saving. Saving is not about hoarding, it is about building resilience. A person with savings negotiates differently, decides differently, sleeps differently, avoids desperation, has options, walks through life unhurried. When emergencies come, they survive. When opportunities come, they act. The difference between someone who thrives and someone who collapses rarely comes from their income. It comes from their buffer. Save early. Save quietly. Save consistently. Savings turn storms into inconveniences instead of disasters. Chapter 12. Why adults struggle with loans. Many adults drown in debt not because they are irresponsible, but because the world is designed to push people into commitments before they understand the consequences. Schools teach geometry but not how interest accumulates. They teach essays, but not how compounding works. They teach history, but not how financial psychology shapes a life. So people grow up without the tools to evaluate obligations. They learn through mistakes that last decades. But you, simply by listening, by learning early, are already ahead of most. Wisdom is not age. Wisdom is awareness. Chapter 13. The purpose of borrowing when you are older. If one day, in adulthood, you choose to borrow, let it be for reasons grounded in logic, not emotion. Let the purpose be clear, simple, and strategic. Borrow only to expand capacity, increase long-term stability, acquire tools that generate value, invest in skills or opportunities, improve your future earning capability. Do not borrow to escape boredom, soothe stress, look successful, keep up with others, avoid difficult truths, accelerate a lifestyle you have not earned. Loans are best used by those who do not need them urgently. When borrowing is optional, it can serve you. When borrowing is a lifeline, it controls you. Chapter 14. The discipline that protects you. There are 4 disciplines that make loans, if ever taken, work in your favor. These disciplines benefit you even if you never borrow a cent. 1. The discipline of clarity. Know exactly why you would borrow. Vagueness is the enemy of stability. 2. The discipline of planning. Think in timelines, scenarios, and contingencies. Assume setbacks, expect delays, prepare for volatility. 3. The discipline of modesty. Live below your means. A modest lifestyle is not a limitation, it is the foundation of freedom. 4. The discipline of consistency. Do small things reliably. Do not aim for dramatic efforts. Stability grows through repetition, not intensity. These disciplines will protect you more than any interest rate or contract ever could. Chapter 15. Time, your greatest asset. You are young. That is not a weakness. It is a superpower. Time allows you to build habits before obligations, learn without pressure, save without urgency, grow skills before income matters, avoid the traps adults fall into, develop discipline slowly, naturally. The worst mistake a young person can make is believing they must accelerate their life. You do not need to race. You do not need to mimic older people. You do not need to acquire things prematurely. Your life has long chapters ahead. Use this early stage to build perspective, not payments. Chapter 16. What the elders know. When you speak with those who have survived multiple cycles, economic crashes, job losses, health scares, unexpected crises, you hear a consistent message. Debt does not ruin people. Carelessness does, and similarly, debt does not enrich people. Strategy does. The old speak softly about loans because they carry the memories of those who use them wisely and those who misuse them. They have seen ambition lifted and crushed by leverage. They understand that freedom is not created by access to borrowed money, but by the ability to choose without desperation. Their wisdom is simple. Do not borrow faster than you grow. Final chapter. Walk with steady steps. Beloved listeners, we have walked through a long and sober landscape today. What you have heard is not a financial lecture. It is a philosophy of responsibility, patience, and long-term thinking. Let me leave you with the core truths. A loan is borrowed time, not just borrowed money. Borrowing magnifies your habits, good or bad. Discipline matters more than income. Patience protects you more than knowledge. Freedom grows from preparation, not shortcuts. You have time, use it to grow before you commit. If one day as an adult, you choose to use loans, let it be from a position of strength, not urgency. Let it be with clarity, not confusion. Let it be with stability, not impulse. And if you never borrow at all, you will still have gained the greatest advantage. The mindset of someone who thinks long-term, calmly, rationally, and without panic. Thank you, deeply and sincerely, for listening. Walk through life with steady steps, clear eyes, and the quiet confidence of someone who understands the weight of their choices. May wisdom be your companion long before obligations ever enter your path.